Are you getting frustrated with what to feed a teenager who's always hungry? Everybody knows that teenagers have a huge appetite. It seems like you need to feed them constantly to satisfy their hunger. It's even more difficult where teenagers who struggle with their weight truly want to make changes, like cut down on junk food or stop overeating, and they can't. There's frustration, isolation, stress, and that's why I decided to create a recipe collection of 30 easy and healthy meals for teenagers. They're all high in protein to satisfy your teenager's hunger, and they can all be ready in less than 30 minutes. If you want to grab a free copy, go to lifestyleforteens.com/recipes.
This is the Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens podcast. If you're a mom and want to help your child who is struggling to lose weight, you are in the right place. If you are looking for healthy lifestyle tips, Dr. Gourgari is here to help you understand the science around safe weight loss in teens and children. Because what works for adult weight loss is not always the best for children. This podcast is for educational purposes only. Dr. Gourgari does not provide medical, psychological, or nutrition therapy advice. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat any health problems without consulting your own medical practitioner. And now, your host, Dr. Jenny Gourgari.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens podcast. This is Dr. Jenny Gourgari, and I'm here today to talk about one question that has arisen, particularly after the COVID pandemic has come to this world. And the question is, does telehealth visit, which are visits really that you do with a doctor or a group of people that are specifically trained to deal with pediatric obesity problems, is that still effective as going to the office and meeting with the dietitian or the doctor or the provider, etc.? Because what happened during COVID is a lot of people were not able to go visit the doctor to manage the issues they had. And some clinics started to develop programs that they were delivered online. So they were with different platforms, video conferencing, and doing everything with video. So this particular group of researchers, they question whether is this still effective? Is it the same to manage all the issues of pediatric obesity through video conferencing versus coming and doing in-person visits with a meeting with a dietitian and a doctor at the clinic? So the actual title of this study is called Comparison of a Telehealth-Based Intensive Treatment Program with a Rewarding App versus On-Site Care for Youth with Obesity, a Historical Cohort Study. So this was just published in June of 2023 in the journal Children. So let's get started. So as I mentioned, the problem of handling pediatric obesity is usually a problem that is best approached from different angles. There is one part that is the medical advice that you can discuss with your doctor, whether there are any underlying conditions that lead to extra weight, certain hormone imbalances, or any other medical conditions or medications, etc. And then there is the support that aims to improve the lifestyle of children that have problems with extra weight. And so there are coaches, they can be nutritionists, they can be exercise physiologists. And the role of this, as we call it, multidisciplinary program is to eventually help these kids change their unhealthy lifestyle behaviors that lead to extra weight gain. So And this new program that they developed, they were forced to develop it because of COVID. But what they did is they asked participants to come to a 3-month telehealth program with the possibility also to extend to the 6-month program. And they only looked at kids that had no other medical conditions that led to extra weight. And they were kids that also did not taking any medications to lose weight. And then they compared what was the effectiveness of this video conferencing program compared to the effectiveness of how they were treating the kids in the clinic prior to COVID. So it was a pretty intensive program, this telehealth program. It had a total of 30 consultations over a period of 6 months. And of those, 3 of them were with a physician where they addressed the medical issues. 7 were exercise consultation. 10 of them were dietary consultations. And 10 were psychologist consultations that assisted with goal setting and overall well-being. So they were approximately 30-minute video calls that they were distributed throughout the 6-month period. And on average, as I said, it was a pretty intensive program. And there was, on average, 15 contact hours over 6-month period. So there was a lot of interaction between the multidisciplinary group that delivered this program and the families. Now, this particular program also had a reward app for kids that they were meeting their average daily step count. And that helped also make the kids more likely to be more physically active and take more steps during the participation of the program. So they compared this intensive telehealth program with the traditional program where families were used to go and just they would meet with a pediatrician that was trained in management of pediatric obesity and also pediatric dietitian and exercise medicine. And usually in the in-person visits, the families would go once every 3 to 4 weeks. And if the kids did better, then they went every 2 to 3 months. So they compared what was the effect of this intensive program in improving the body mass index with the telehealth versus improving it with the actual clinic visits. And if you don't know what BMI is, I encourage you to go back to episode 1. But in one sentence, BMI is a tool the researchers use to see how effective is a program in improving the weight in kids and also in adults. So of the total 70 kids that participated in the program, 91 continued the program for at least 3 months, and 79 completed the program for 6 months. So this is showing us that the program was very well accepted by the families. 91 continuing in 3 months is a very big proportion of people. And we know that one of the biggest challenges when we manage pediatric obesity is that a lot of people don't want to continue and they kind of give up and don't continue to show up in the clinic visits. So great improvement in keeping people engaged and a high percentage, and 80% at 6 months is also a very high percentage of retention of the kids and the families to this program. Now, when they looked at the data from the app where they measured the steps, they had an average daily step counts of 7,500 plus or minus 2,500. So on average, kids did walk a lot, and that daily step count was actually maintained at this relatively high rate throughout the 6 months. And the researchers speculate that potentially this was because of the rewards they were giving and the average prizes they were offered in kids for their participation was 4. And there were some kids that got no prizes. There were some kids that they were got 22 prizes, but the medium, let's just say, number was around for every kid. So in terms of improving the body mass index, improving their weight for height after 6 months, what the researchers found was that both groups improved significantly their body mass index. And the kids that participated in this intensive telehealth program were a little more likely to have better improvements. They lost a little bit more weight compared to the kids that they were historically seen in the clinic, although this difference was not what we call very significant from a statistical point of view. And then the researchers try to understand why this happens, and that they had a slightly better, significant, but even though not significant, reduction in their body mass index. And they speculated that one of the reasons was that it was easier for them to participate in the program because they did not have to travel to the clinic. They didn't have to change their schedule to travel, see the doctor, and then come back. So it was easier. It was generally more convenient to do the online telehealth program. And there was also, on the other hand, a higher cost to the telehealth visit because of the technology that was being used, and also because there were, as I said, it was a quite intensive program with a total of 30 clinic visits. They also were using the app and all those things. So if we think about it, though, what is the actual benefit and having kids participating in this program and families in this program for 6 months, that to me is very important, because it has been shown that the more direct contact there is between the group that is delivering the program and the actual families that receive it, the higher the contact hours, the better the results. And these families, because it was telehealth, because it was delivered online, they were very likely to continue to do that. So really the take-home message from this is that you don't necessarily need to say that because I have a very busy program, I don't have the opportunity to go in the clinic and meet with my dietitian. I don't have the opportunity to go in the visit and meet with my physician. I don't have the opportunity to go to the gym and meet with my trainer every week. I would encourage you to consider programs that are delivered online, programs that can still offer the support, and consider using also applications that may help with tracking steps and giving rewards in this particular program that seem to have beneficial effect in having kids continue that behavior over time. And at the end of the day, it is all about what decision as a family each of us does, and whether we want to invest in our health and how much we want to take this seriously and start making some simple, very simple choices. It doesn't have to be anything excessive. So I encourage you, talk to your doctor, find out whether there are any medical conditions associated with a weight gain, and if there are no conditions medically that need to be addressed medically, you can find a program that can either in person or via telehealth, because both of these programs can work. I have developed an online program myself. It's called LIFT program. You can go to lifestyle14s.com to find out more information about it, if that is something that is of interest to you. And if you just want to start by making some healthier choices on what to have for lunch or dinner, again, you can go to lifestyle14.com/recipes. I have put together 30 recipes that are specifically made for teenagers and that you can start your journey right away. That was all I had for today. I hope you had a wonderful week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye.
If you enjoyed listening to this podcast, I invite you to come check out the LIFT program. It's Dr. Gourgari's 12-week coaching program for teens and their moms, where we take all this information, we apply it to your daily life, and we work together so your teenager learns how to create a healthy lifestyle so they can feel happier, more confident, less stressed, and love their body again. Visit the website at lifestyleforteens.com and click on the Work With Me and free resources to learn more about this program and get free help to start this journey right away. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next episode of Lifestyle and Weight Loss for Teens.